Are self-published books just AI? The truth no one tells you. If you've ever been told all self-published books are AI generated, please listen, because that belief is stopping too many powerful stories from being written. And today, I want to clear this up once and for all. I hear this every time. For instance, last week I started a conversation about publishing a children's book in 90 days. Now, this is something I've done myself 6 times. 5 of those were during COVID, while I was also hosting my podcast, Storytelling with Ngozi. So this is not theory. This is lived experience. But someone responded and said, unless it's AI generated, that is not possible. That sounds like a joke. This feels manipulative. And then she asked, would you ask someone to remove your appendix in 6 minutes? Well, if the technology exists, why not? So I paused because I understood where that question was coming from. I also realized something. When you've only seen something done one way, anything different feels wrong. Years ago, someone had told you you could send a message across the world instantly, publish your own book, build a business from your laptop. It would have sounded unrealistic. But today, it's normal. So let's clear this up. Self-publishing is just a method of publishing, not a measure of quality. I will say that again. Self-publishing is just a method of publishing, not a measure of quality. In fact, many self-published authors hire professional editors, work with real illustrators, invest in cover design, build meaningful stories from real life experiences. And yes, some people use AI. But guess what? AI does not replace your voice, your story, and your lived experience. I've said this before on this channel. When computers were first introduced, many people refused to adapt. They feared it would destroy everything. And yes, technology brought challenges, but it also made life simpler. Today, we do things in minutes that used to take hours and days to do. So, while we acknowledge the challenges, we cannot ignore the benefits. And it's the same with AI. AI has its downsides, yes, but it also helps us work faster, reduce costs, remove barriers, and when used with intention, it doesn't replace creativity, it enhances it. But let me say this clearly. AI is not the reason someone can publish a book in 90 days. Your commitment, the tools or platforms for self-publishing, and your ability to hire a team is. Self-publishing is not a shortcut. It is simply a method of publishing. And the quality of a book does not come from whether it was traditionally published or self-published, or whether AI was used or not. It comes from the intention of the author, the process behind the book. There are poorly done traditionally published books and incredibly done self-published books. So the label is not the issue. The process is. A great children's book comes from a clear message, a thoughtful structure, a genuine voice, and an emotional connection, not from AI, not from how long it took to publish the book, and definitely not from fear. So let's address the real concern. Can you really publish a children's book in 90 days? Yes, because a children's book is short, it's focused, it's message driven. But here is the key. It also requires structure. Without structure, you can take years and still not finish. But with structure, you can move forward consistently, even with a busy life. And this is where it matters. So many women are sitting on stories shaped by life, by motherhood, by growth, by challenges. Stories that could help a child feel seen, brave, and understood. But they stop themselves before they even begin because of beliefs like it's too hard, it takes long, it won't be good enough, or now people will think it's AI generated. Let me tell you this, your story is human, your voice is human. AI cannot replace those. It can support you, but it cannot be you. If you've been holding back because you think your book won't be taken seriously, let me tell you this. Your story matters more than the label self-publish. Children don't care who published the book. They don't even care if it is AI generated because children are familiar with AI and they have no issue with it. They care how the story makes them feel. You need a clear, simple process. It's not unusual for people to reject new technology. At the start of the 20th century, when the Wright brothers first powered flight took to the skies, many people were skeptical. Some even said they were playing God. They looked at this massive machine and asked, how can something like that fly like a bird? But what they didn't fully understand was this. The Wright brothers were simply applying the natural laws of nature. And when you don't understand something, it's easy to reject it. I'm sure many people back then would have said, I will never get on one of those. And yet today, we can't imagine life without air travel. And I believe it's the same with AI. Give it some time. As people begin to understand how it works, many will shift from fear to informed use. And on this channel, that's exactly what we are going to be doing. We are going to explore ethical, practical ways to use AI to enhance your creativity, not to replace your creativity. So stay tuned. And if you're new here, I'm Ngozi Edema. I help women 40 plus go from idea to publish children's books without confusion, overwhelm, or doing it alone. Comment book or check the link in the description and I'll show you how to get started. Don't let misinformation stop your message. Your story deserves to be told, and now is your turn. Remember to hit that subscribe button before you leave.